Alright everyone, welcome back. I punch, 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 punch. This is the end. If I let him go, there's no future. I need to put everything I have into this miracle, this chance. I'm flung back. He easily ducks my suicidal punch and makes me pay hard for it. Damn it, that's right. He won't let me hit him that easily, and he's many times stronger than me. So of course he'll parry my attacks effortlessly and come to finish me off. Yeah, so what? I can't overcome the difference in fighting strength. Life isn't that easy. The enemy knocks me to the ground and comes to crush my head. I'll lose. I'll lose. I'll lose. I'll lose. That much is self-evident. But I can still move my body. The enemy shadow looms over me, blocking my path. And then, I take my disobedient legs. Yeah, my right leg won't even budge. And ignite them into motion. It's not going to end here. I can't dodge the enemy's attack with these legs. Death is a second away. I dodge it as best I can. The man in front of me stops. His extended fist not quite reaching my face.
ここまでか。単純に時間の差が出るとはな。
He looks down at his own chest. The dark-stained area is where his heart should be. A difference in time. A difference in time? Typo. He must have started dying just slightly before me in the forest.
お前の勝ちだ、エミヤシロ。その体で何秒持つかは知らんが、目的があるのなら急ぐがいい。
He's just like before when I first met him in the church. He talks about everything like it doesn't matter to him.
お前が最後のマスターだ。聖杯を前にし、その望みを果たすがいい。
The final master. His words carry a profound weight, but he says them in his usual unchanging tone. Of course he does. He'll never change, even in his last moments. He's still my detestable enemy, even as he crumbles away.
散々痛めつけてくれたお礼だ。容赦なく、あんたの願いを壊してくる。
Did he laugh at the end? My nearly scrap metal eyes are useless. This time, the priest really does leave this awful world. No one mourns him. Showdown with Kotomine. Fist fought him. I breathe, taking in just enough oxygen to move. I can only move my throat once. I don't feel happiness or suffering. My five senses have already turned to iron. No matter how hard I tried, my mind failed to stay intact. Time to go. One last job. Oh, you're fading fast too, dude. I unseal my left arm. My consciousness is almost gone. One last projection. I'll make the strongest sword I know and destroy the entire Greater Grail. End this curse. This is the absolute end. No, it's not okay. If I use this, there's no going back. I already know that I'm gonna disappear. Still, as long as I have my life, I need to find another way. I made a promise to protect Sakura from everything. I can't allow my life to be snuffed out so easily. I want Sakura to live. I want to live with Sakura. So I still... But there's no other way. Sakura sins. Destroying this curse is the absolute condition to let her be happy. My mind is down to a few grains of sand. Sakura,
投影開始。
Will keep my... It's a shame he's not trying to project the actual Excalibur and instead ends up trying to create Saber's Dark One. Or Saber Alter. A sword in my hand. With body can't last.
シロは死なないよ。だってこの門を閉じるのは私だから。
That's someone's voice. I can't remember her name. I say her name even though I can't remember it. I feel that I have to say it. If I don't, I'll never come home.
ねえ、シロは生きたい？どんな命になっても、どんな形になっても、シロはまだ生きていたい？
I want to live. What's her name? I have to say her name and stop her. But I want to live. I know we'll disappear if I nod. What's her name? I wish from the bottom of my heart to live.
よかった。私もそうしたかった。私よりシロにこれからを生きてほしかったから。
What are you talking about, idiot? Just come back. If you go any further, you won't be able to. I'll take that thing down with me, so damn it, what's your name? I have to remember your name. It's precious. I'm turning so dumb. Your name.
じゃあ奇跡を見せてあげる。前に見せた遠見の応用だけど、今度のはすごいんだよ。なんて言ったってみんなが見たがってた魔法なんだから。
Don't do it. You don't have to show me. Just come back.
けど器だけは安物かな。使えるのは私の体しかないから完全に再現はできないの。けど大丈夫。リンと一緒に試行錯誤すればすぐに元通りにしてもらえるわ。
She moves into the middle. Someone in a white dress becomes the sacrificial key and closes the Greater Grail. Just like the very first ritual.
じゃあね。私とシローは血がつながっていないけど、シローと兄弟で本当によかった。
Yeah. Don't go. If you care about me, don't go. I can't sacrifice you. I said we'd live together. That I'd make up for all the time you spent alone. But if someone's gonna be a sacrifice, then it should be...
言ったよね。兄貴は妹を守るもんなんだって。ええ、私はお姉ちゃんだもん。なら弟を守らなくっちゃ。
リア。
I remember her name. Kiritsugu's real blood relative. The little girl whom I replaced, leaving her all alone. She's a girl with red eyes and silver hair. A little older than me.
イリア。
I'm glad he remembered. I can't reach her. She can't hear my voice. I'm bathed in light and I can't see. At the end, she said goodbye, smiled, and shut the door to the Greater Grail. The sage cries out, "Open gates of heaven. Bless us and bestow miracles upon us." And it was so fast I couldn't finish it. The curtain closes. Fine, we'll just pause the video if we want to finish it then, I guess. I see the sky. For just a moment, I lift my arm up and reach into the sky. But nothing is left. There isn't a single bit of power left in this body. I'm sinking. The life she saved is sinking. I clench my fist in frustration. There's cold pain in the palm of my hand. It awakens my seeking mind.
大丈夫。リンが助けてくれるから。
Yeah, there's a tiny miracle in the palm of my hand. One breath of magical energy. It's completely useless, but the small pendant will make sure that someone saves me if I reach out with my hand. I reach out. I feel soft air and warm sunshine on my skin. My hand takes hold of the endless sky. I set my travel bag overstuffed with gifts on the ground and stretch for a few seconds. The sky today is crystal clear, and the spring sunshine feels great, no question. It's bright from my eyes that got used to the interior of the plane, but it's a small price to pay considering I just got back from a long trip.
あ、ベールでなくなってる。代わりに映画館なんてできたんだ。しばらく見ないうちに変わったな。
I look out at the town while loosening my shoulders. The trip from London to this provincial Japanese city took 25 hours. I feel cramped after being stuffed into a plane seat for that long. My butt hurts. I even bumped my head on the ceiling when we landed.
エコノミーどころの話じゃないわよね。せめてまっとうな旅行会社を使えばよかった。
Moral of the story? Don't cheap out on a long haul travel. Ain't that the truth? Even if I'm strapped for cash and my rival for class leader, Livia Galita, goes. I don't think I ever pronounced her full name. I know it's Livia. Livia Galita.
あらミスト大阪、お金に困っているのなら私好きのメイドにしてあげてもよろしくてよ。4番街のしみったれた悪趣味カフェのウェイトレス1年分の月給は保証しますわ。ああ、そう言っておきますけど割と本気ですから。明日朝一で編入届を出してきなさいね。
It wouldn't do to be such a cheapskate when returning to my home country. Yeah, I'll make sure to do that next time. I have a round trip ticket, so I'll put up with that rundown jet one last time on the way back.
バスは20分待ちか。まあ、面倒だし歩いていこう。
I heave my backpack with both hands and start walking. It's an hour's walk to the house. It'll take a while, but I still have plenty of time until we're supposed to meet, so this is perfect.
懐かしいな。海沿いの風だ。
I narrow my eyes against the wind, listening to cars go by. Yeah, I'm home. In the year I've been gone, my hometown looks kind of different, but it hasn't changed at all. I react to the mundane, formerly familiar scenery of my town with alternating boredom and surprise while I walk the path home. This is my first annual visit home since I left to study in London. Just walking through the town after a year makes me happy and feel it's fun for no reason. Though the mood is slightly spoiled by my stupidly heavy bag.
よし、まあこんなんで OK かな。
I take a shower and check myself in the mirror to make sure nothing's wrong. I'm not really doing it for anyone's benefit, but it feels just right to pay a little attention to my looks after being gone for a whole year. Okay, maybe there's one person who would side-eye me if I didn't, but I'll ignore it for today. The house is prettier than I remember, and I can't spot a single speck of dust. Sakura might still be cleaning from time to time, not clenching. I appreciate that, I do, but
あの子、変なことにここを使ってないわよね。なんか記憶にないシャンプーがあったんだけど。
shampoo belongs in the bath, not in the library, not in the kitchen, not at the front door, and not in the garden. Well, it's nothing to worry about really, but it's still pretty suggestive.
もう3時じゃない。もう2時間も何してたんだ私。
I dash to the front door, try on my pumps for a change, decide it's tacky, and run out the door in my normal shoes. We're supposed to meet at 4 o'clock. I was hoping to get there early and scout out the enemy, but now I'm at a disadvantage with my messed up hair. It's regrettable, but I'll just have to challenge them head on. It's a sentimental moment in a lot of ways, but now that I'm here, I rid myself of distracting thoughts and want to head inside as soon as possible. I go to the front gate and walk up to the house door. Then I ring the doorbell. It makes a silly ding-dong, and the door rattles open. Ryder. Wow. What's the surprise, you ask? Ryder just answered the door in regular clothes.
ただいま。ちょっと早いけど帰ってきたわ。さくらはいる？ライダ？
ええ。さくらは部屋で。タイガは居間で待っています。
I wonder how they explain Ryder to Taiga.
藤村先生もいるんだ。で、春休みだから当然か。ほんじゃ、お邪魔します。とりあえず今に行けばいい？
はい。私はさくらを呼んできます。
I go into the hallway. On the way to the living room, I steal a glance at Ryder. Should I call this a well-laid ambush? I know she was a beauty cursed by the gods, but it really stands out when she's dressed in normal clothes. To be frank, she's a supermodel tier. When a woman thinks another woman is beautiful, she really means it. I met a lot of pretty women overseas, but I haven't come across anyone on Ryder's level yet. She's more than human though, so it makes sense I guess. Anyway, she's a legitimate servant. If Ulysses Mage saw her, they'd have to take 3 days off from work, and if you told them she's so familiar, they'd lock themselves in their atelier for a whole month.
リン、私に話があるのですか？
そうね。あれから調子はどう？少しは今の状態に慣れた？
そうですね。2年前に比べれば安定しています。リンがいなくなってからは不安定でしたが、1月ほど前から安定しだしました。さくらもコツをつかんだようです。
そう。まあ、ライダーとさくらは相性がいいから心配はしてなかったけど、さくらに黙って血なんて取ってないでしょうね。
I'm not really scolding her. She can drink if she wants to, but I worry about whether she's following up properly.
それこそ心配無用です。さくらに知られるような真似は決して。
Oh my goodness, she's doing it regardless, huh? Poor Shiro. That's a weird way to answer it, but I'll let it slide if she isn't causing any trouble. It's just my bad habit as a mage. A familiar like Ryder is way too valuable, so I pretend to overlook some mischief.
それではまた。リンには相談事もありますので、夜に時間を作っていただけますか？
内緒話ならここじゃなくてうちでしましょう。今夜はこっちに泊まるから明日の夜でいい？
Ryder nods quietly and leaves for Sakura's room. But then, she pauses.
お帰りなさい、リン。
ありがとう。留守中苦労かけたわね、ライダー。
She smiles back at me and goes off to the tatami room. Wow, she really is beautiful.
あら、いらっしゃい遠坂さん。元気そうで何よりね。
はい、お邪魔します。藤村先生もお変わりないようで安心しました。今日は部活動お休みですか？
今日は遠坂さんが来るって聞いてたからずる休み。ま、今年の首相はしっかりしてるし、今日は新入生対策の会議だから問題ないわ。
新入生対策？部員減ったんですか？弓道部。
増えたよ。ほら、去年はさくらちゃんが首相になってたでしょ。それで男の子は増えたんだけど、女の子が定員に届いてないのよ。で、遠坂さんは卒業したから知らないか。ま、今年はかっこいい男の子が首相だから、うまく立ち回ればどっさり入ってくるだろうけどね。
はあ、かっこいい男の子って誰です？
三辻さんの弟さん。これがまあ姉さんとは正反対の小心者なのよ。部活紹介でステージになんて立ったら金縛りに遭うわね、絶対。
Of course, he's the one that becomes the. Alright. Well, he does like Sakura too. Doesn't that mean you picked the wrong person to lead? Well, Kyoto has a pretty strict image, so girls might go for something with a softer appeal, but still, Ayako's brother, huh? Never even knew she had a brother.
それであっちの暮らしはどうなの？日本人だからっていじめられてない？ほら、美大の子ってライバル心だけで友人関係成立してるじゃない？
藤村先生、それは偏見です。芸術を信奉する人間にそのような供給差はありません。
あ、怒られちゃった。
I can't bring myself to tell her that they only care about themselves. On top of that, my department would crank her anxiety up to 100%, so I won't bring it up. Then, I see Miss Fujimura giving me a meaningful grin.
なんでしょう、藤村先生。
遠坂さん綺麗になったなって、一皮むけたっていうか、大人になったっていうか、向こうでいい人でもできた？
Anyone nice? Why do girls always end up talking about this stuff? She's weirdly perceptive.
なんか手応えあり。どうなのよ、花のロンドンでしょ。こうパーッと出会った瞬間に謎の組織に追われて手をつないで大脱走、残り10分あたりでロンドン橋が炎上してキスしてお別れとかしちゃってたら承知しないぞ。
That is so oddly specific.
いえ、別にそういうことはないです。
じゃあいい話は一切なし？
そういうわけではないんですが、まあできそうというかできないというか。
I can't help but give a half-hearted answer. I've accepted some invitations of that kind and I would like to have a research partner soon. But I just can't get serious about any of them. When I try dating a guy, my thoughts always go to some other idiot and I can't concentrate. Every day I've been racking my brain about it. I hate to admit it, but I might actually be head over heels for him. No. No way. Can't be. Nuh-uh.
あ、さくらちゃん。
I jolt upright in my seat. Ah, look at that. She grew it out. Sakura looks confused. Wow, she hasn't changed at all.
はい、元気だった？さくら。
Sakura nods. Her face lights up.
おかえりなさい姉さん。元気そうで嬉しいです。
And she celebrates my return with a radiant smile. We spend an hour together. We trade stories about things that happened in the year I've been gone, and happily chit-chat about silly things.
そっか、さくらもう卒業したんだね。それで進路はどうするの？うちに来るなら私から紹介状でっち上げるけど。そうですね。嬉しいけど遠慮しておきます。今はこっちでやることがあるし、勉強なら見てくれる人がいますから。手紙にあった綺麗な後釜か。まあ人のいいじいさんみたいだし、うちに来るよりはマシだろうけど。 たまには外に出て冒険してみないとダメになるわよ。ただでさえあんたは怠け性なんだから、教師は生きのいいのじゃないと。それなら大丈夫です。ダイダ、すごく厳しいから。ちょっと怠けるとですね、すっごく怖い顔するんです。ああ、いや、そりゃ怖いでしょう、彼女の本気は。
She's got mystic eyes of petrification after all. If she got seriously angry and used her power, it wouldn't stop at just her clothes. Wait, Miss Fujimura looks a little down.
藤村先生。
何？ごめんなさい、聞いてなかった。
いえ、そういうのではないのですが、急に黙り込んでしまったから気になって。
あ、うん。ちょっとね。さくらちゃんと遠坂さんを見てると、シロウのことを思い出しちゃって。今いればすごくラッキーなのに、あの子ったら肝心なところで損してるんだから。ああ、帰り遅いよね、シロウ。いつになったら帰ってくるのかな。
Miss Fujimura holds her cup of tea staring out the window. Her eyes look distant. She gazes out the pleasantly cloudless blue sky.
あれなんか変な雰囲気になっちゃったわね。私のせいかなとか。
そんなことないですよ。藤村先生が先輩の話をしてくれるのは嬉しいです。
ダメよ、さくらちゃん。さくらちゃんにとってシロウはもう先輩でも何でもないんだから。
I was wondering why she still called him senpai. I'm like, wait a second. You guys have graduated, I assume. And you guys look way older now. So you should be able to call him by his name.
まあ、それはともかく。急に体を動かしたくなったから、道場で素振りでもしてくるわ。
Miss Fujimura excuses herself. Maybe she's trying to be polite. Now then, I'm happy she's being considerate, but it's going to be hard to make small talk now.
まあいいか。こっちまで気を使うことないものね。聞いておくべきことは聞いておかないと。で、さくら、あんたの方はどうなのよ。あれから2年、なんとかやっていけそう？はい、少しずつですけど、いろいろなことを素直に受け止められるようになりました。罪の意識で潰されるのは逃げなんだって。私は私のできることをして少しずつ頑張っていこうと思います。そっか、ちょっと見てきたけど街も完全に元通りだものね。2年前の傷跡は消えていて、おかしな事件ももう起こらない。私の役目をさくらに押し付けて教会に行っちゃったけど、それはそれでよかったってことか。はい、姉さんの代わりは大変でした。おかげでこの1年間ずっと強くなれた気がします。
She must be mentally, not magically. Yeah, it's better for people to act than to sit on their worries.
けど、そういう姉さんはどうなんですか？なんかいろいろゴタゴタしてたって聞いてますけど。私？ゴタゴタしてたって言えばしてたけど。
Where do I even begin? Looking back, it all started 2 years ago. The Holy Grail War. 2 years have passed since Sakura, and I got involved in the war. The Greater Grail collapsed and the foundation of the Holy Grail War disappeared. The quest for the Holy Grail in this land was sealed off, and Fuyuki finally returned to peace. It did, but not for me. The string of incidents happened on Mage territory. The land of Fuyuki belongs to the Tosakas, but that's only with the approval of the association, so it doesn't completely belong to us. It's a cardinal rule of the Mages Association to keep all mystics hidden, and we shattered it. First, the collateral damage of the Holy Grail War was enormous. Second, the master sent by the association was assassinated. And to top it off, the association detected a swirl of the root. Well, the first two were Kida's responsibility, and he was the overseer sent by the association. So, we had that excuse. But we couldn't do anything about the third problem. the Holy Grail caused a gate to appear. Rituals concerning the root are under the purview of the Mages Association. From their point of view, we basically committed a war crime. One day, something resembling a swirl at the root was suddenly detected in the far east, and while they were being happy and surprised, it vanished just as suddenly. The people in charge were plenty pissed that a gate was opened, but they really wanted to tear us a new one for letting it close after it succeeded. And so, while I was struggling with the mop-up, they brought me to the heart of the association in London, England. And that's how I stood in trial in a meeting room housing about 300 people. They told me how the lords of each department would come, how stray mages would come to pick up the pieces of the Tosaka after my sentencing, and so on. Bit of a dog and pony show if you ask me.
私もここまでか。こうなったら教会と反目している中東圏に逃げ込むか、日本で徹底抗戦だ。
That's what I was ready to do, and when I was readying my escape, I learned that God giveth just as he taketh away. At Rin Tosaka's indictment hearing,
いや、弟子の不始末は私の責任でもある。
an old man just a little more senior than the people in charge showed up for the first time in centuries and cleared me of all charges. Of course, he didn't take any punishment on my behalf. The world of mages operates an equivalent exchange, give and take. And the old man said of all things,
よかろう。では弟子を取ることにする。享受するのは3人までだ。各部門協議の末、見込みのあるものを選出せよ。
he dropped an utter bombshell. I mean, a missing magician appeared and said he would take apprentices. The conference was in chaos. They stopped caring about an insignificant bug like me and went scrambling for days and nights to select candidates. It was a huge commotion. Then the old man turned to me while I was standing
トンビ
there.
が鷹を生んだというのはお前の国の言葉だったな。東坂は最も目のない教え子だったが、わずか6代でたどり着くとは。
Rude. Then the old man turned to me while I was standing there awestruck, and then you should have said what you were gonna say. Graced me with that remark.
何のことでしょう、大師父。
I asked timidly. After all, I thought he would kill me if he noticed me. Magicians don't leak their magic to other people. My instincts told me that they would ruthlessly eliminate those who approach their miracles. But you should never underestimate your enemy. The gemstone grandpa patted me on the head and complimented me.
連中を利用してやれ。ここは窮屈な場。
As expected of the Grand Master. Being someone who travels to all kinds of parallel worlds, he's open-minded. Yeah. To tell the truth, I can recreate the jeweled sword. I understood the blueprints and the theory during that battle, so if I have enough time and resources, I can make an imitation of magic. Still, I'd need serious funds to pull it off. It's more than I could gather in a year or two. No, a decade or two. And that's how I got off scot-free. I even got a free ride to the clock tower to top it off. After I graduated high school, I made Sakura the administrator for Yuki, and promptly left for London. It's been a year since then. Life at the clock tower has been an ordeal, but like Sakura, I'm very slowly expanding my own territory.
そうですか。それで姉さん、エミヤの家、先輩のことは問題になってないわ。報告にはあげてないし、キレイも巻き込まれて死亡した一般人としか記録してなかった。幸か不幸か、あいつのことを知っているのは私とあなただけってこと。
The mood's a little heavy. After the battle, I survived thanks to Ryder carrying me and Sakura to the surface. Ryder took me back to the Tosaka house, where I replenished my magical energy. As long as I have magical energy, the Tosaka crest will keep me alive whether I like it or not. I couldn't eat for a while, but I recovered quickly. Sakura had to deal with the after effects of being connected to Angara Mainyu, and, well, She was hopeless for a while once he was gone. She didn't panic, nor did she brood. She kept pretending everything was fine, like he would come home someday. To be honest, it would have been easier for me to treat her if she'd snapped instead. But it's on the past now. Life has slowly changed over the days and months. Sakura graduated and said she'd stay in Fuyuki for a while. I'm going to use up all of my vacation time here. I'll have to go back to London in a week. What did I expect when I came back to this house? For a year? No, for 2 years so much has happened here. My memory goes back a year, but I actually spent a lot of time here before I graduated. Is that why? Did I think that if I turned to look at the kitchen, he'd be standing there holding a kitchen knife with a bored expression? The rookie mage who got caught up in the Holy Grail War? He fought to the very end and won, and for his trouble.
ただいま。いや、悪い悪い。一世から檀家のお供え物を分けてもらってたら遅くなっちまった。
He ended up looking totally fine. Shiro comes into the living room carrying a veritable mountain of shopping bags. Of course. Our eyes meet.
いや、相変わらず元気そうだな、そっちは。
Oh no, I'm gonna laugh. It's obvious that he took a deep breath in the hallway and is trying his best to play it cool.
久しぶりね。相変わらず抜けてるみたいじゃない、そっちは。
Wait, why am I saying the same thing back to him? Now Sakura's giggling at both of us.
先輩、無理して強がってると余計姉さんに笑われますよ。まあ、姉さんも同じように意地を張ってるからおあいこですけど。
Now she's saying something scary.
別に無理なんてしてない。遠坂は家族なんだから、うちにいるのは当たり前だろ。何も特別なことなんてない。
Still, he came in holding a massive amount of groceries. Good grief. Why'd you buy so much? We can't finish it all, dummy.
そうね。緊張して損しちゃった。こいつなんにも変わってないし。はい。先輩はなんにも変わってません。
Oh, he's making that face that says he's got something to say but decides not to bother.
言ってろ。それより遠坂、今晩は飯食っていくんだろ。
ええ、泊まる気満々だけど。
そっか。じゃあ休んでろ。長旅で疲れただろう。晩飯はこっちで片付けるから、さくらとお茶飲んで待ってろよ。積もる話もあるだろうしな。
He goes to the kitchen and puts on an apron. It's the place he's always been for the last year. No, half year to be exact. A sight burned into my memory.
ありがとう。お言葉に甘えるわ。
そうしろそうしろ。ああ、それとおかえり遠坂。ちっとも心配してなかったけど、いつも通りで安心した。
ええ、ただいまレミヤ君。そっちもいつも通りで嬉しいわ。
Then the master of the house briskly prepares dinner for a freeloader. Well then, I guess I'll look forward to seeing how much he's recovered in the last year.
調子良さそうじゃない。一時はどうなることかと思ったけど、あれなら相手が誰であろうとバレないかな。学校の方は問題なし？はい、おかげさまで一緒に卒業できました。
Alright, then I probably don't need to step in anymore. Sakura never needed my help to begin with, but hopefully I was helpful in filling a leave of absence with school and smoothing things over with Miss Fujimura. And, if you want to know why he's alive, it was only possible through magic. Shiro Emiya's body was completely destroyed. His magic circuits were thoroughly wrecked by Archer's arm invading his body and projecting past his limits. It was a death beyond even the power of the Holy Grail could heal. The reason he's so hale and hearty now is because the Shiro standing there is a copy. No, that's not accurate either. Shiro's body died. That Holy Grail couldn't have resurrected his body. All the Lesser Grail, all Ilya could do, was a mystic called the Third Magic. She used that to revive his soul somehow. She brought him back and gave him an undamaged vessel. You might think that sounds crazy, but that's the Third Magic for you. I'm not thinking about transferring a spiritual body or a mind alone into someone else's brain and controlling it. When a soul materialized by the third magic gains a body with human functions, it can completely remake it in the soul's image. Not the DNA of the flesh, but of the soul, apparently. Ilya resurrected Shiro Emiya by reviving his soul and placing it in a raw body that hadn't become anything yet. But it was an incomplete body, so Ilya's third magic wasn't on the same level as the original, I think. A few days after the cavern collapsed, Ryder found Shiro looking a little bit different than he used to. Okay, she didn't find him so much as she plucked or maybe pinched him from the rubble. It was a shock at first, to be sure, and it left me wondering how it was even possible. When I think about it, when Shiro's cooking in the kitchen, he's being remote controlled by his living soul, allowing him to interact with our world. Things like memories, the brain, and magic circuits actually aren't located in the body but the soul, meaning that the vessel is no more than a motor function terminal, while the control system sits safely untouchable on the other side. Still, the first 6 months were repeated trial and error. He isn't a plant that will grow if you water it, nor are there any blueprints for him like a homunculus would have. In the end, we sold the entire Mato library to the association and bought a body that a renowned puppet master had left behind, getting him to where he is now. I hope this doesn't give you the wrong idea. Shiro's just as human as we are. He can get surgery at the hospital, medication works on him, and he'll die if he's killed. Obviously. When a body is imbued with a soul, it enters a fixated state in exchange for recreating that soul. In other words, it's like a servant that can operate without a master. The only difference is that he's living in this era. He'll grow. He'll go to heaven when he dies, and he'll make us delicious food. He's the same Shiro Emiya I've always known.
でも元が中古だしな。何人か腕のいい人形師を当たってみたんだけど、今の素体よりいい出物はなかったわ。あの素体を作ったっていう人にお願いしようともしたけど、その人封印指定を受けて教会から逃げ出したんだって。見つけるのは骨でしょうね。そうですか。けど先輩は今のままで問題ないって言ってますよ。魔力の通りが悪いだけで、あとは前よりいいくらいだって。私もそう思います。
No matter how good the body is, it'll be overwritten by its soul. So there might be parts that don't work as well. I don't think it'd exceed the original's performance though.
ちょっと待った。
What's Sakura blushing for?
さくらそのですね。私もやりすぎかなって思うんですけど、私の体がまだその。
That's what she meant. I heard that Sakura's body is still feeling the after effects of Angaramanyu. She may have severed her contract with Angaramanyu, but she's still a holy grail. In fact, she's still connected to the other side. That enormous magical energy floods Sakura's body, so she needs to vent it every once in a while to maintain her body. Without the greater grail, Ryder can remain in the world thanks to Sakura's magical energy, but that still isn't enough to use it up, so she must be giving the excess to Shiro. Shiro's current body has a few magic circuits. It's true that without Sakura's help, it might start to revert.
いろいろと込み入ってるのね、あなたたち。はい、前途多難です。
Although I'm sure it poses a lot of problems to living a normal life, Sakura's constitution gives her a huge advantage as a mage.
考えてみればすごいパーティーじゃない、私たち。
Shiro is a successful case of the third magic who will be able to master his reality marvel with the proper training. Sakura can use a portion of the Holy Grail's powers. Ryder just plain cheating. And I can more or less imitate the second magic. To be blunt, we're invincible. I want someone to start a mage association tournament. Do you think there would be a prize money if we swooped in and took first place? Easy 500,000. Pounds, of course. I'm Japanese, so no tax, please. Crap, I'm actually considering it. Then I'll be truly free and all of my dreams will come true. I'll use the funds to be forced to Jeweled Sword, say goodbye to that jury place, and come back to this town. Then I'll be able to do this again.
まあ、無理か。人間地道が一番だし。
I give up on the idea completely. It sounds too easy, to be honest. I like my current life, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it changes. Besides, I can't stay away forever. I couldn't possibly live a peaceful life in this small, peaceful town with all these potential troublemakers around.
姉さん、なんか今邪悪な笑みをこぼしてましたけど。そう？勘がいいわね、さくら。
I stand up from my seat cushion. This is no time to laze around. I'm only here for 7 days. I'm not gonna waste an important meal.
シロ、手伝うから今度貸して。英国仕込みの腕前見せてあげる。
I shoot down his objections. I start to grin, fantasizing about stealing the show entirely and put on the apron they keep ready for me.
さて。
I roll up my sleeves and go to the kitchen. But before that, I remember what I wanted to confirm the most when I came back home. It's been 2 years. I turned to my gentle grown-up sister.
さくら、幸せ？
Her full-face smile is perfect in every way. That alone makes coming home worth it. And so, I share in some of her happiness and look up at the blue sky. One day, winter ended and spring came. I noticed that cherry blossoms cover everything outside, leaving no vestiges of those cold days. We've gained enough to balance out what we lost and settled our accounts. So, our story in this town is over. But our story is just beginning. The credits will roll in the far, far future. For now, tomorrow's weather looks good. And my break has just begun. Let's embrace a new day and a new future. In my mind, I see a vision of ourselves leisurely walking down the hill. Now, let's go see the flowers this year, just like we promised. So the winter went by, and spring came along. Nature's in its full bloom, and there's nothing left that reminds you of the hard, cold days. Stash away both what you lost and gained, for life continues on. Now then, the story that unraveled in this town has reached its conclusion. New stages and people are waiting for us. And so ends the tale of Heaven's Feel. We got the true end, guys. Sakura true ending. Okay. Well, alright. Well, that ends that. And so my next plan will be to get the normal end for Heaven's Feel, which will then unlock the final or last episode of this game. So if anything, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.